Out in the Badlands, and in dinosaur-aged rocks all over the world, countless skeletons lay undiscovered. But with thousands of dinosaur bones already in museums, why should we keep looking for more? Well, consider this.
现违规异常，了解详情请按0，由法语客服为您服务。
The rocks of the Triassic period date back 250 million years. The dinosaurs found buried in those rocks were newcomers to the evolutionary sweepstakes, fighting for survival with older and more established creatures who were well armed and superbly adapted to their environment.
Rocks are just rocks. I need the truth. I need real dinosaurs.
It's not that easy.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. It's nothing personal.
And I meant you have to search to find the truth. Go on, do some detective work. What do you see?
Wow, a fossil. Wow.
Here we have the head of Tyrannosaurus, which is not the head of Godzilla. This head was not designed for biting huge hunks of the Chrysler Building. This is an elegant, precise machine. Nostril here, eye socket there, a louver in the snout. The head looks solid bone. It is not. There are hinge points here and here, so the whole head can expand to swallow a huge hunk of meat. And these giant teeth could penetrate the armor of a dinosaur, but they were propelled by a jaw joint with 2 grooves that let the lower jaw slide in and forwards and out and back so the teeth could saw apart a giant carcass. If you look down the snout of the T-Rex, or if you let it look at you, you see something really scary. You see that the eye sockets both face forwards. This animal was seen in stereo. That's very rare in dinosaurs. Scarier still, and very neat, is that the ears, this little hook here is for the ear canal, both ears face forwards. This animal was focused on its prey with sight and sound, and if it was focused on you, you're in big trouble. The knee has this great surface of bone here, the attachment point for the calf muscle, one of the major running muscles. A giant Tyrannosaurus drumstick right here. And attached to that calf muscle was the Achilles tendon, wrapping around here and going to the toes. A tendon so large, it was bigger and stronger than all the tendons and all 4 feet of a galloping white rhinoceros. This great beast was not designed as a plotter. This great beast was designed as a runner.
Доктор исторических наук, заведующий сектором Института археологии Академии наук СССР Алексей Петрович Смирнов считает это городище единственным в своем роде. Около 50 лет занимается профессор изучением древностей. Из них более 30 посвящены исследованию булгарских памятников.
And it all begins with digging holes.
You can imagine that sometime in the future, cars have been replaced by some other mode of transportation, and a scientist came across this car graveyard. He found a lot of partial cars and a lot of spare parts, but only certain fenders will fit on certain cars and certain wheels on other cars, and so eventually he can get a best guess interpretation of what a particular model of car looked like.
Tiny little fish, or shall we say tadpoles, very active, squirming fellows. Notice the large head, the lashing whip-like tail, and the streamline effect in general. These organisms are built for speed.
Shit.
Standing between you and our dinosaurs is a network of high-voltage electric masts spanning over 50 miles across the entirety of the island, with a shock bell.
He was called Tyrannosaurus rex, the tyrannical king lizard. He was carnivorous, a voracious meat-eater. His teeth were designed for one function and one function only, to tear flesh from bones. He was probably slow and awkward, and so some scientists think that he, like his relative, the Gorgosaurus, may not have been an effective hunter. He might have been a giant scavenger. Well, the chances are that he was both. One thing seems certain, though. He was a loner.
The bamboo, symbol of life, demands the nimble of foot as well as head.
This is kind of hysterical when you think about it, but the joy of finding things out and understanding, and it's something that you don't ever know enough, and it's a race with time. There's not much of it.
Even in China, Russell is considered a legend.
You met Dr. Russell? That's Don Brinkman over there.
Another legend is Dong Jiming, China's foremost dinosaur expert. He has probably found more of their fossils than any living paleontologist. There are dinosaur bones wherever they look.
They're big. Some of them are really big. Much bigger than our dinosaurs in Canada. they're also more primitive, and they represent a phase in the evolution of dinosaurs which is poorly represented in North America. I knew that before I came here, but now I saw it. I saw it in the ankle of that theropod dinosaur. I see it in the tremendously long cervical ribs on that tremendous sauropod.
What an incredibly stupid, topsy-turvy world it is.
Diplodocus took just one step and made the forest shake. I did not want my dream to end. I didn't want to wait.
You're right, Jack. This is a baby dinosaur.
I says, baby dinosaurs? Yes.
Simply had a membrane or thin elastic wing. It wouldn't be able to support the aerodynamic forces. It simply couldn't fly.
Sees pterosaurs as powerful and efficient flying machines. In fact, by the Cretaceous period, some pterosaurs had achieved a size equivalent to a World War II fighter plane.
Large, flightless birds like the emu.
They're striders. They have a three-toed dinosaur-like foot, and birds, along with crocodiles, are the closest living relatives of dinosaurs. It's the closest thing to a bipedal dinosaur we're going to get in today's world. No, 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 no. Ooh. Don't do it. Into the dirt. Oh boy. Yikes!
You can imagine canoeing along in the Arctic twilight of those days with perhaps dinosaurs by the bayou, just paddling along when the sun began to go down again with the beginning of the Arctic winter, and the bald cypress trees dropping their needles and turning rusty colored in the sort of slowly sinking sun. And you know how we enjoy so much a crepuscular twilight environment. And thinking of the forces of a Mesozoic nature, of a dinosaurian nature, preparing themselves for a warm, long winter night, slowly shutting down. The dinosaurs, perhaps with the adolescent, fleshed out young, beginning to form up and going to the south again. But in the plants, it would have been an absolutely glorious autumn, slowly fading into a polar night where there was no frost and it was warm.
Balanced right at the hips. And Brontosaurus has three hind legs. It's got a right hind leg and a left hind leg. And running right down the middle is this magnificently muscled tail, which was just as big around and strong as either hind leg. So it could pivot back up on those three hind legs and send that long neck straight up into the foliage. Pure science is fun for the mind.
And there was a very good reason why this animal was so protected.
we can't keep this simple idea alive, then indeed we are the endangered species.
To move beyond here is to move beyond the realm of man.
We go out and convince people that what we're doing is just as important as seeing the edge of the universe.
Well, now that we've been at this a few days, we're finding out that this is probably the most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex ever found.
During the first part of the stroke, in the downstroke, the wings are fully stretched. They're extended and they're a flat aerodynamic surface.
We have to keep on moving to the limits of our capacity to try to understand, and we will never understand completely.
We will never understand completely.
बड़े बड़े शाकाहारी जानवर जन्म लेने लगते हैं। विशाल और शक्तिशाली बाइसन, ज़ीब्रा और राइनो जो आज के मुकाबले कई गुना ज़्यादा बड़े हुआ करते थे और विशाल मेहनत
athletic ability based on strength per pound, a plodding elephant ranks low, and a fast-moving ostrich ranks high. A 7-ton T-Rex is not much better than the elephant, but at 4 tons, it's up among the faster runners. So where does that leave us? Today, the #1 draw is still T-Rex.
The Sphinx